think. So as we head here into the second half of our show, and just want to thank everybody for tuning in and being involved here with us in this show. We're gonna move into MLS, gonna move into our soccer talk, and especially talk about Orlando City. After 5 games, Orlando City has 9 points, which is good enough for second in the East. Woo! Go Orlando City. This is a pro Orlando City show for all those who might not know. Watching the previous game, though, a 1-0 victory, which was it was the kind of game that previous iterations of Orlando City would definitely lose. But somehow they won. They scored a quick early goal, and technically they might have had some chances throughout the rest of the evening. I didn't feel like they actually played all that well throughout the course of the evening. DC United fell into a little bit of bad luck. Orlando had maybe a little bit of good luck, and there was a lot of there was long stretches where Orlando City just had to hang on and absorb everything that DC United was doing. So I know that they have a new coach with new tactics, so it's probably good to get this game at DC kind of early on before this team gets some of their injured players back. That's the other thing. DC United has a lot of injured players. But to be able to have Orlando City play this game early while there's still tactics being implemented, while there's still folks trying to get back from injury, I think could be really positive for Orlando City, because I don't necessarily believe that they were the better team for the majority of the game, but they still came out with the 3 points, which at the end of the day, though, is all that matters. Looking ahead in this schedule, and as I mentioned a few weeks ago, Orlando's in kind of a quick early season stretch where they had a lot of Eastern Conference games. Their next 5 include Toronto, New York Red Bulls, which New York Red Bulls have lost. Toronto has Dom Dwyer now. New York Red Bulls just lost Aaron Long, who is a men's national team defender. Good for Orlando City, bad for United States men's national team, especially going to the Gold Cup. They play Toronto again, and then San Jose, and then Inter Miami. Out of those 5 games, just kind of giving a quick thought, the 2 main games that would be a concern for a loss for me would be the San Jose game, which is 3 days after going to Toronto. So you got to go to Toronto, turn around, come back, play San Jose 3 days later. And then after that, the Inter Miami derby. Derbies are always tricky. And Inter Miami's got some players who have some experience. I give a lot of credit to guys who've been around the block for a while and are savvy veteran players, which Inter Miami has their fair share of, including Left Foot Studios' Breck Shea. We're going to give Breck Shea a little shout out. If I gave Justin Herbert a shout out, I'd love to have Breck Shea on this show. I think he'd be a friend of the show for sure. But that's kind of some thoughts moving forward. And as we round out a little bit of our Orlando City talk, why don't you just give some DK and some Pato updates for those who may not know. One of the big glaring weaknesses right now for Orlando City is the lack of that number 9 position. Right now, Tesho Akindele is in that role, playing that spot, but he is not kind of seen as the long-term solution. So let us just real quick remember, DK's loan expires at the end of the championship playoffs. Right now, he's in the English second tier, trying to get Barnsley up to the first tier. Currently, Barnsley are down 1-0 to Swansea City after the first leg, with the second leg coming this Saturday. So if Barnsley don't make it through after this Saturday, DK could be back into training with Orlando City by June. With the eye on the Toronto game on June 19th as the return date. So always, never want our guys to lose, but wouldn't mind if we get DK back a little bit early. The other player that is in that number 9 slot for Orlando City that should be targeting a return relatively soon. Yet again, I think also could see Pato maybe before the Toronto game. There's that break kind of right in between the New York Red Bulls game and then that Toronto game, kind of games 2 and 3 of our next 5. You got a couple weeks off. Maybe that's probably when they're going to try to bring Pato back into training to get ready for that Toronto game, that second Toronto game. He's currently rehabbing and should be getting relatively close to making his return. But as it relates to transfer news, kind of quiet as of now. But if there's a sale for DK and another injury to an attacker, I could see some Orlando City making some moves to try to bring in some pieces to shore up the offense. Midfield's okay. I love Urso. I love Pereira. I don't love Mendez, but I don't get paid to play Mendez. I think he tries hard, but trying hard doesn't exactly mean that you're doing the right things all the time. But as of now, the transfer news for Orlando City seems to be a touch on the quiet side. So those are some Orlando City updates for you. I hope you enjoy them. And finally, as we look to finish out our time here this evening, what I want to do is first off thank all of our viewers and watchers and participators, not our spammers, we don't like them, but everybody else within the Friend Stream Sports family. We're very, very thankful for you there. Those who participated in bracket tournaments and NASCAR fantasy. We got a lot of fun stuff that we've still got coming up, and we're excited to unveil that when the time comes.